Apparently, Jeremiah Smith just got offered $4.5 million to hop in the portal. Wonder who it is. Wonder if we ever find out. Let's get it.
Is coming out of that game. For instance, I mentioned it a few different times. Jeremiah Smith is going to get a massive offer immediately after this season's over. That's what the NIL is. That actually led to Coach Saban saying, to your point about that, we need some sort of, we shouldn't be saying that Jeremiah Smith might be gone from Ohio State immediately after this national championship, because the way the world is, it's like, well, there is a chance. And allegedly, Jeremiah Smith has been offered $4.5 million. Carnell Tate, the other wide receiver alongside Ibuka and J.J. Smith, $1 million plus offer in the transfer portal. We don't know what's real and what isn't real in these reportings. Remember, North Carolina allegedly offered Quinn Ewers $8 million or something. Michael Lombardi said, that didn't come from me. I don't know who that. We like Quinn Ewers, but we're not spending $8 million on a quarterback, especially if he's never done anything here.
And the problem with a lot of this is it's considered tampering if you're talking to players or trying to get players to hop in the portal so you can get them to your program through NIL. So that's the biggest problem. If it wasn't considered tampering, it wouldn't be a big issue. I don't think tampering should be a thing. I think players should make an informed decision on if they're gonna hop in the portal or not. So I think it puts the players at a disadvantage when they have to hop in the portal without knowing what's going to come from. They should be able to shop themselves a little bit, I think. What you think?
There is every team in college ball that would try to get Jeremiah Smith on their team. So I assume Ohio State's going to have to deal with that. And will they just have to up their roster, up their salary cap? And is Jeremiah Smith the guy that says, I don't even want to hear it? I'm cool with what I'm doing right here. I know I'm on a trajectory to get to the NFL.
Luckily, Ohio State feels like that's not a place that wide receivers normally leave. With that Heartline, with Ryan Day, with Chip Kelly now, with how well Jeremiah Smith performed in that offense just as a freshman, you would hope that he would realize that and not be antagonized away. Carnell Tate, I have seen a bunch of stuff about, if he will or not, but also being the number 2 to Jeremiah Smith in Ohio State offense, just like Emeka Buka was to Jeremiah Smith, and then Marvin Williams Jr. Last year. Like, that's not a bad spot either. You would hope these guys realize this, but no, like Saban said, this sucks. Like that is a thing that Ohio State's like, I guess they earned it, but Ohio State should have the money to keep their guys.
Yeah, and we talked about them having the money at the beginning of the season. They're not the only ones. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of money. And all you need is one donor, one booster to be like, I want Jeremiah Smith on our team. Mm-hmm. How much money are you willing to pay? $10 million? I don't know. What does he want? What do we need to get him here? Because he's a game changer. And by the way, he is. And I hope you get all the money you deserve, Jeremiah, because of how great you are, how humble you are, your work ethic, and what you do on a football field. He changes the math. We were on the field watching it.
And look, man, I don't want people to try to shame Jeremiah Smith if he decided to take the money. That $5 million. I mean, what we talking about, man? What are we talking about? A lot of people, if he leave, he ain't really care about whatever. Like, listen, bro, that $5 million. A lot of people leave their job at McDonald's for $500. So I ain't hearing that. We not gonna start the. Does he really care? But listen, we ain't gonna start that. All you people, we ain't starting that. Ohio State, you got a championship out of Jeremiah. Hey man, pay the man up the salary. Pay him $5 million to keep him. That's all I'm saying. You can match it. You Ohio State, you can match it now.
Even against Texas, he did not play great, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did not play great.
Didn't have a bunch of production.
He had 1 catch for 3 receptions. Well, he had a safety, linebacker, and a corner over top of him. That opens up everything else for maybe Judkins, Henderson, Tate, and Ibuka, to your point in there. Mm-hmm. He's a game changer. He's a math changer. And Chip Kelly was just starting to cook with him with 1 year. Hopefully it all gets fixed.
College football, at least right now, you got to recruit your own roster, and it's crazy to think, a guy can be there 1 year, another team can entice him with a crazy amount of money, and they can just take off and your best player can all of a sudden transfer. That could happen, but I don't see it happening in this case with Jeremiah Smith and Tate and everyone. But, yeah, it's a real thing. I don't know what coaches are supposed to do.
What are players supposed to do with the high turnover rate at the college level? Win, lose, or draw, a lot of players like their coaches. So what are players supposed to do when you just flip a whole coaching staff overnight? So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your best player hitting the portal for a bigger deal. Pay him more money. Pay him more money. I don't know what to tell you. Because the school presidents don't care about the players when they start firing people. You know what I'm saying? So, and they got to shift the whole new. You know how many high school players lose their offer because of coaching turnover? because the new coach coming in may not honor that offer that kid had from the old coach. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Journalism. I'd mentioned this a couple weeks ago about being a possibility because this is the reality of current college ball. Jeremiah, we got good. We don't have $4.5 million for it, West Virginia, but we got good. We got good facility. Gino went there. Your cousin obviously can uphold the incredible tradition of Smith family members dominating in Morgantown. But there's schools that have a lot. I mean, there's billionaires back in a lot of places. Could you imagine Michigan?
Oh my God, the world would explode.
Larry Ellison, who we know,
if he went from Ohio State to Michigan, he right. The world would absolutely explode if this happened. Absolutely explode if this happened.
He's chatty.
Yeah, he's bringing it.
He's doing a lot of chatting about things right now. We're $200 billion. He allegedly the reason why quarterback one goes up to Michigan. He gets together, puts the money out there. Could you imagine Michigan offers Jeremiah Smith $5 million a year, $10 million a year, just because? Just because. I mean
why wouldn't they? If they had it, why wouldn't you at least offer it and see, take a shot?
That's the current world we live in. I'm not just Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State. That's everywhere at college ball. And now, does that change as we go forward? We hope there's some sort of regulations, but this is reality of the situation.
Well,
and here's my take on that. I too was one of the people that's like, you need to put a salary cap in. But this all that's gonna happen if you put a salary cap in. They're just gonna go right back to paying players under the table. That's how Nick Saban and a lot of teams, I think Georgia was, a lot of teams that was one, they was Kirby Smart. I'm not Kirby Smart. Urban Myers. Kirby probably was doing it too, but a lot of coaches was paying players a whole lot of money under the table. So even if you put a salary cap and they still going, well, here's some money off the books. So here's your player's salary. Here's your signing bonus. So if they just converted, it'd be an extra huge signing bonus, most likely. This your salary cap, and then here's your signing bonus. So it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change nothing.
Crazy about Jeremiah is that when Quinn Ewers $8 million came out, it was like, okay, no way he's getting $8 million to go up there for a year. Like with Jeremiah, it's almost as if 4.5 isn't enough because of how damn good he is. Now, I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. It's a shit ton of money, especially for 2 years of football. But he's that good where if it came out like a school offered him $8 million to go play, it wouldn't be that surprising because of what a stud he is.
And then he could be a free agent again after next season?
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that how this works?
I think so.
Yes, it is. And why would you? And because of that, think about it. The rookies in the NFL are going to be older and older. Because why would you leave college football when I can make just as much money as my rookie contract in 2 years as a freshman and sophomore? So it's free agency every year. I do believe they should put some kind of contractual. I'm pretty sure it's going to evolve into some kind of contractual thing. Like, hey man, here's $8 million for 2 years, or it's going. If it's going to stop being 1 year deals, it's going to be like, all right, we're going to pay you blah 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 blah, $12 million for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's going to eventually turn into contracts. So eventually, unless the NCAA, well, I don't know, the NCAA may not allow it, so we'll have to do some research. Let me know what y'all think about that.
Can you transfer as much as you want now, or did they change that?
I don't know, because it used to be you couldn't transfer until you're a graduate, and if you did transfer, you had to sit out a year, and then it became no rules because you're holding back people's money that they can make, which I think goes into an employment violation, so you can't hold them back for a year. So I think you can't. I think it's free agency every year, I think.
Essentially, as long as you meet academic requirements, you can.
Great for
Yeah, man, as long as you got the credits, so you could transfer anywhere you want, pretty much. Now, the problem is most of your credits don't transfer. So you transfer too much, you lose credits every time you transfer. You could be a junior in the classroom and a freshman on the field because you just lost so many credits in the course of your transfer. And that's pretty much the end of this video, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. If you were Jeremiah Smith, would you leave Ohio State, the team you just won a national championship with, for $4.5 million? I would. Would you?